I'm your host, Betty. Thanks for listening in to the podcast tonight. This is it, guys. I'm not sure we're going to be getting a season 2, but if we do, I'll be covering it. But for right now, I'm not sure. I do have some news about the show in a news segment, but I'm not sure about a TV show, though. It's news about a new movie. So, but anyway, as for the future of this podcast, right now I've got a poll going on Facebook for the next show that I'm going to cover. You have till Friday to get your votes in on there. The options are WandaVision, Cobra Kai, and The Mandalorian. So, yeah, if y'all want me to talk about one of those 3 shows, just go on over there to vote. So let's just jump into the discussion of this episode. The synopsis reads, as the Flag Smashers escalate their efforts, Sam and Bucky take action. So, yes, this episode, it starts out right where the last one left off. Carly is making her move on the GRC vote council, and it shows Sam, he flies in, all you see is this blue ball of light, and he's talking to Bucky on a comms, and Bucky he's walking through the crowd, and Sam tells Bucky that he's called in some backup, and there's a guy that walks past Bucky and asks him, are you supposed to be back here, and all this, and Bucky looks at him, and it's Sharon, because she takes off this mask and reveals that it's her. And of course, I guess she is the backup that Sam calls, because he thanks her for coming and everything. And anyway, he flies overhead and lands on the building. And Carly, she's telling her Flag Smashers to make their move now because he's here. And they start throwing gas bombs into the area. And the people, they start evacuating, and I'm going to do something right here, and I hope I don't get in trouble, but hold on.
Sharon, Bucky, what's going on your end?
Nothing, all quiet.
I'm sorry, wait, who are you? Captain America. I thought Captain America was on the moon.
So, yeah, there you have it. We have a new Captain America, and he looks awesome, by the way. Anyways, Sam, he's up there, and he realizes that, Carly's not moving in, so the Flag Smashers are trying to drive everybody out so she can take hostages, and he starts telling one of the agents that, we got to keep everybody in, but he's interrupted by, I can't remember this guy's name, but he's the one that has a beef with Captain America. So they start fighting, and then Bucky and Sharon come into the building, and of course everybody's running around. It's all chaos, and Bucky gets a phone call from Carly, and he starts talking to her on the phone, and I think Sharon starts pursuing the people that are going downstairs. Bucky's on the phone with Carly, and she's talking about how it doesn't matter if she lives or dies, what she's doing. She's doing something bigger than herself. And Bucky says that you don't think I've never fought for anything that was bigger than myself. I know how these things end. I've done them and failed twice. Meanwhile, all the GRC officials or government officials, whoever they are getting gathered up into these evacuation vehicles, and there's a guy that's walking around, and he puts these devices on the backs of the doors so that they can't escape. And Sam, he's still fighting that other guy upstairs, and then it goes back to Bucky, and he's on the phone with Carly, and he's telling her that she shouldn't go down this path, that she should try something else. And she says that if that's how you feel, then maybe you should sit this one out. And, of course, Bucky says, I'm not going to do that. And she ends the call with him and tells him that he's been a big help, because of course all she's been doing is trying to distract him and keep him from, finding out what she's doing with all the downstairs with all the people. So Bucky gets down to the basement and he gets on a motorcycle and he goes in pursuit of the vehicles that the DRC officials are in. And Sharon, she's walking and she puts that guy that locked the people in those vehicles. She walks up to him, bumps into him, and he gets into his vehicle, and all of a sudden it does this weird smoke thing and it blows up. And so she got rid of him that way, and she had planted mercury vapors on him or something like that. And anyway, so meanwhile up on the roof, there are people that are getting into a helicopter, and of course, and it's about to take off, and Sam is still fighting that one guy down, in the building, and Sharon tells him that he better speed things up because the helicopter is fixing to take off. But he's like, he tells Bucky, or calls Bucky on the intercoms, and Bucky's like, I don't do the flying thing. That's all you, man. So Sam finishes up, he gets that. I mean, he doesn't get the guy, but he makes it where he can get away from that guy so that he can go help the people in the helicopter. They're more pressing than this guy is right at the moment. So he's in pursuit of the helicopter, and he has Red Wing scanned to see if anybody in the helicopter has flight training, and as he's scanning, he finds a woman in there, but then the guy that's flying the helicopter starts shooting at Red Wing. So meanwhile, down on the ground, Carly and her people are waiting for the vehicles to arrive, and she is talking about that they will have to kill every last one of them if they have to. And her people don't like this, They're like, I thought we were going to use them as, as leverage, as hostages. And she's like, well, if we have to die trying for the cause, and then that's what we're going to have to do. And again, her people, they don't want to die for this cause. They don't want to die. They want to live. So, but she turns around and, and she says, one world, one people, and everybody is hesitant to agree with her, but they do. And back up in the sky, Sam, he's trying to get the helicopter, and there's a police helicopter up there too, and the bad guy starts playing chicken with the good guy, or with the police helicopter, and he makes the police helicopter go down, and Sam has to save the police inside that helicopter, and he grabs them and he lands on the bridge, and the helicopter comes down, and Sam covers himself with his wings and deflects the helicopter. So that's how we learn that Sam has vibranium wings now. So meanwhile, back with the trucks, Carly is trying to get him, and Bucky arrives on the scene, and he starts fighting with one of the flag smashers, and so she comes up with the idea for a diversion to set one of the trucks on fire, so he'll have to distract him, so he'll have to save somebody's life. And as they're doing that, and as Bucky's trying to open the door, John Walker comes up, and he starts he comes up, and Carly's like, apologizing, I didn't mean to kill your friend, I don't mean to kill people who don't matter. And of course, rightfully so, this upsets John Walker, and he joins in on the fight. So, but Bucky, he finally gets the door open to the armored truck, and one of the guys that gets out of the truck thanks him for saving his life. And I feel